All right, good evening, everybody. I hope we are ready for today's section. It's going to be an interactive section, an eye-opener, and pushing us into another level today. I want you to be attentive. I want you to focus, and I want you to pay maximum attention as we crack on in our class today. We are having the discussion of business analysis fundamentals. And I want to hope that we have people who have acted or has worked as a business analyst before. Now, can you just look at your rate yourself? Do we have business analysts here? Anybody that is a business analyst? Or you have performed the role of business analysis? Just evaluate yourself at the scale of 1 to 10. Drop on the chat box what you think is your position as a business analyst. If you have gone very far in performing the role of a business analyst, or you are doing the job of a business analysis, on the chat, rate yourself. Tell me number 1, number 2. Okay, I can see Taiwo there. 1, 1. Okay, Mariam, 1. Rate yourself as 1. That's okay. Let me have like 2 or 3 more responses so that we can continue. I want to know the level of business analysts we have in the house today. Okay, Adiola 1. All right, all right. Let me have one more response, then we can crack on. Any other person? Any business analyst? Just rate yourself, one more person. One more person, please. One more person, please. Let me be sure. After Adiola, who again has just rate yourself as a business analyst, so that we can continue. Okay, now let's go. Just take note of your rating right now as we continue. Now, let's do some insight analysis. Let's ask ourselves some basic questions. Are you passionate about solving problems? Are you interested in how technology can help make life better? Do you love to make changes to the things around you, to improve things, to make things change, work better? Look, just do an insight analysis about yourself and ask yourself, are you passionate about solving problems? Are you a problem solver? Are you interested in using technology to enhance things, to make life better? Do you make changes to no, let's arrange it like this, let's make changes like this, it will work better. If you know you are passionate about this and you know you can bring some examples where you have demonstrated this. Now, can I see your response on this? Yes, yes, yes or no. Give me a yes or no. Yes or no, yes or no. And if you have the 3 of them or 2 of them or 1 of them, just tell me the number. 3 yes or 3y or 2y or 1y. Just give me a response. Just let's do an insight analysis. Are you passionate about solving problem? Are you interested in using technology to enhance things? Do you make changes in improvement, make things work better? Can I have your response on the chat session? Just analyze yourself and said yes. If it is 1 yes, 2 yes, 3 yes, just put it there. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, all right, then let's go on again. Have you been involved in any of these things? Just yes or no now. Have you been involved in increasing profit? Have you been involved in saving costs? Have you been involved in improving business process? And that this process of business has been improved because of what you did or your input? Have you increased productivity of any form in any sector, in any place where you are working now or before? Have you improved productivity? Have you enhanced performance? Have you brought about customer satisfaction or customer retention? Have you brought about employee attrition? Have you been creating new products or new service and you are innovative and there's new product and service coming up? Have you increased employee satisfaction? Have you done compliance with regulatory policies? Have you improved on safety? Have you reduced time of delivering products or delivering things? Have you implemented a new idea? Have you done market research or user analysis? Is anyone applicable to you here? Look at all of them and look at yourself and said, yes, out of all of these, 5 is applicable to me, 6 is applicable to me, 7 is applicable to me, 3 is applicable to me. Just look at it. Have you increased profit? Have you in organization or in a setting done cost saving? Have you improved business, improved on productivity, customer satisfaction, retention, employee attrition, improving safety, compliance, implementing new system? You have done research, market research, user analysis, user research, and by this, you have brought new solution or new ideas. Is anyone applicable to us here? If yes, can I see your response again? Can I see your response? Can I see your response again? I said yes. 5 is applicable to me. 2 is applicable to me. 3 is applicable to me. Yes, can we crack on? Can I get your response? Look at it, analyze it, and begin to see yourself in any of these. Thank you. Yes, somebody is saying 9. That's okay. Yes, can I see more response, please? More response. More response. More response. All right. Thank you, Taiwo. 5 is applicable. Yes. Yes. Can I have more, like 2 more responses so that we can continue? Which of them is applicable to you? All of these. Yes. Yes. Can I have your response? Thank you. One more, one more. Miriam said 4. That's great. That's great. One more response, one more response. And we continue. Who is giving the last response? Thank you, Adiola. All right. Now, what is business analysis? What is business analysis? Business analysis is the practice of enabling change, bringing change in an organizational context. And you do that by defining needs and recommending solutions that delivers value to the stakeholders. That's business analysis. Business analysis is just simply identifying problems and recommending solutions. So from the Babcock B-A-G-O-E, which is the business analysis body of knowledge, The definition of business analysis is the practice of enabling change in an organizational context by defining needs, recommending solutions that delivers value to the stakeholders. So if we can identify a need, identify a problem, then you say there need to be a change and you recommend a solution, and this solution brings value and everybody is happy, then that is business analysis. Identifying problems, recommending a solution, and that solution delivers value to the organization. That is business analysis. So take note of these words that we have highlighted: change, defining needs. Number 3 is recommending solution. Number 4, value. 5, stakeholders. And context, in the organizational context. If these are interplayed together, then we are saying that is business analysis. Business analysis. So who is a business analyst? A business analyst, by the definition described by Babcock, the Body Business Analysis Book of Knowledge, is that a business analyst is a person who performs business analysis task. Business analysis task, the work of a business analyst. And we have just defined business analysis as the practice. Mind you, it is not the title, it's a practice. It's not the label you are given, it is the practice. So the Babcock defines a business analyst as any person who performs business analysis tasks described in the Babcock guide, no matter their job title or organizational role. No matter your job title, maybe you are called administrator, or maybe you are called a carer, or maybe you are called a nurse, or maybe you are called a data analyst, but you perform business of identifying problems and recommending solutions irrespective of your job title, then you are a business analyst. You are a business analyst. Now, can you scale yourself right now by this definition of business analysis and business analyst? Tell me, on the scale of 1 to 10, which level do you see yourself now as a, whether as on the scale of a business analyst? Where do you scale yourself now? 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Scale yourself. Before, I've seen that we have scaled ourselves, some 1, some 2. Now, can you scale yourself now? Looking at the definition of a business analyst and analysis, and looking at some of the things that you say you can do, or you are doing, or you have done in terms of bringing change, solution, improving things. Scale yourself by this definition. What is your scale in the weight of a business analyst? Yes? Can I get like 3 responses so that we can go on? We have a lot of things to cover. Just give me your scale right now. Scale yourself now as a business analyst. Where do you see yourself? Somebody has jumped from number 1 to number 6. That's good. That's great. That is great. That is great. That is great. I have 6. I have 6. I have 3. That's okay. That is the definition of business analyst and a business analyst. It is the practice, not the title. Of identifying problems, bringing solutions that will bring value to the users, the stakeholders. Now, let's go ahead, please. What are the tasks of a business analyst? The tasks are summarized in understanding the problems and the goals of the enterprise, of the organization. Understanding the problems. understanding their goals. What is the problem? Where do they want to go to? Then you analyze the needs and the solution. Then you devise strategies. This is the solution. This is the need. And this is the strategy to achieve it. Then you begin to drive the change agenda to achieve the strategy to ensure that the problem is being solved. And you now begin to bring different stakeholders together, the end users together, to drive and to achieve this purpose. These are the tasks of the business analyst. So you identify the problem. So when you are hired as a business analyst, you are coming to understand our problems, and you will analyze the problems and recommend solutions and devise strategies to achieve it. And you now drive change, bring a change agenda, bring all the stakeholders together, bring all the users together so that we can achieve a common purpose. That is the work of the business analyst. That is the task of the business analyst. So once a business analyst comes on board, he is a problem solver. It's not that he has the solution on his head, but once he comes on board, once he looks at the need, he looks at the situation, he begins to ask questions, and in the midst of asking the questions, he also gets the answers and the idea, and he begins to bring strategies, drive change, and facilitate stakeholders collaboration. Now let's go ahead. What are the levels of business analysis? So there are different levels you can operate as a business analyst. Number one is the strategic level. And that is why some strategic level in business is actually position of top business senior management. That is their level. They are in charge of making decisions, strategic decisions, goals. What will be the organization strategy for the next 3 years, for the next 5 years? Where do we see ourselves? Where are we going to? Are we going to be in three other countries? Are we going to have 10 other branches? Strategic decisions are actually senior management decisions. But we have business analysis who work in this level, who will help senior management to ensure that the strategic decisions, visions, or alignment of the company is in place, and the measures to ensure they achieve it in the time frame they have assigned. That is the highest level of business analysis, or for the work of the business analyst. We also have the tactical level. The tactical levels has to deal with not just senior managers now, just the managerial levels. You will be dealing with maybe the HRO team. You'll be dealing with the business development team. Maybe you are dealing with the logistic team. You are dealing with this team. How do we make improvements at this functional level? 2 branches, 3 branches put together. How are we going to achieve improved business? How do we solve solutions? Then the lower level is the operational level. That is where we have the people who carry out the duty, the day-to-day work. And you begin to look at okay, this is the customer service. This is that deals directly with the customers in the banking sector. These are the sales agents that deals with the people who comes to buy, and these are the things we do. So at the operational level, you are beginning to identify problems, recommend solutions, and bring change needs that solved the problem. So tactical level, strategic level, tactical level, and operational level. Now look at it and begin to see which level have you used your analytical skill. Is it at top management level, senior management level, or middle management level, or at operational level? Is it strategic level? Is it tactical level, or operational level? So you can be able to look at yourself and say, yes, I have operated in the strategic level, I have operated in a tactical level, I've also operated in an operational level. What are the common job titles of the business analyst? There are different job titles, and many of them are not listed here. We have a lot of titles for business analysts. Some of them are not here. So when we begin to gain some of these techniques, skills, and knowledge of the business analyst, we just know that we have different fields that we can create a niche for ourselves and begin to know to launch out and get the best out of it. So we can be business architects, business system analysts, we can be business data analysts or data analysts, management consultant, process analyst. You are looking at the process. Please come and look at the process. How do we improve our process? How do we bring about efficiency in the process? So sometimes when you see some advertisement and say, we are looking for process analysts, you can do it. Bring those skills, those transferable skills that you have used before, we'll just put them together. You can be a process analyst, product managers, product owners. Now, that's why when we begin to go into Jira and go into our Confluence and begin to use the tools like Trello and other tools, let's ensure we know some of those truths. Our doctor has taken us on some of these tools when we did the Scrum methodologies. And by the time we begin to get more hands-on experience on this, and we do more of this, we can be product owners. We can work as Scrum masters. That's the work of it's a part of business analysis as well. We can become change analysts. So when you see some places and they're advertising for change analysts, you can do it. Look at the job description and see how it suits you. You can apply. We have digital implementation analysts. You can work as a digital implementation analyst. IT change analyst, project analyst, project managers. You can do the work of a project manager. Business project analyst, agile business analyst, system analyst, and requirements engineer. And there are a lot of them, many other titles of the business, common job titles that are related to business analyst. Now you begin to ask yourself, how do I fit? Now, the business analyst world is so broad. Now we have those that are business focused and the part that are technology focused. But there is a wide range, and now because you now begin to look at which area am I strong in, which area am I very vast in, which areas is my competence, which areas is my strength. You now begin to look at it very, very much. So you see the business analyst, you can become business analysis professional, enterprise architect. You can go to the business process management and you say, oh, I want to be a business process analyst. You can say, oh, I want to go to the product management aspect, or you want to go to the agile aspect. You say, oh, I want to be a product owner. I want to be a scrum master. I want to be a business technologist. Or you want to go to the customer experience. Maybe you have worked in sales before and you want to relationship manager, CRM business analyst, or design thinking. Or you said, no, I have knowledge about cyber security. Then you can be a cyber security analyst. Or if you are going more into the technical aspect of it, machine learning. You can be an analyst, machine learning scientist. You can come into the cloud space. You can come into the business intelligence space. We have the data scientists, we have the data analysts, we have the data modelers. That is the business data analyst. All of these are all different areas of business analysis, and you begin to look at your strength and your area and say, yes, I can create a niche in this area. I have strength in these areas, and you begin to go more into that, and you become an expert, a senior business analyst. What are the competencies? What are the skills that we need to have as a business analyst? This is crucial. This is important. The skills are: one, analytical thinking and problem solving. Analytical thinking and problem solving. Well, based on our definition, we are of business analysis, we identify problems and recommend solutions. So one of the key competence of a business analyst is analytical thinking and problem solving. And that includes creative thinking. You need to generate new ideas, new concepts. Decision making. That has to, not just you making the decision. Sometimes you need to help others, take other stakeholders, assist them in making the right decision. And sometimes they are all going in one direction and say, this is how we are going to do it. You said, no, I think we can do it like this. And you assist them practically in making an informed decision. So decision making is there. Problem solving. You define the problem, you recommend solution to the problem. System thinking is there, part of analytical thinking. System thinking. So you put yourself in the situation of the people and begin to think like them. System thinking, it could be the human system, it could be the technological system, it could be the organizational system. So you put yourself in that organization and think like them. And begin to say, how do we make a difference in this whole issue? Well, you also have to have what we call the conceptual thinking. Conceptual thinking, you have the concept, the big picture together. How do I bring all of this together? Look at the problems, look at the solution. Now you now have a big picture and begin to connect all the dots together and begin to you can present it to stakeholders. So you have to have conceptual thinking and also visual thinking. Visual thinking. It is the graphic representation of the concept. So sometimes they don't understand that concept, but can you visualize it for them? Can you bring it as a picture for them? Also, is learning. It's another thing of another analytical thinking is learning. You must be able to learn new process, learn new knowledge and skills to be able to advance. Now we have behavioral characteristics. Another good competence, skill that is needed by the business analyst. Now it is to gain trust, behavioral characteristics, personal accountability, ethics, organization. Can you organize? Time management. Are you known for time management? Can you organize? Can you keep to time? Can you do things accordingly? Adaptability. Can you adapt to change? Or make people adapt to change? Ability to change techniques. Do you have the ability to change style? Ability to change approach? Ability to change method? Behavioral characteristics. You must have it as a skill for business analysis. Also, is business knowledge. You should be able to dive depending on the area you want to go into. So you need to begin to look, what is the knowledge area? Is it you want to go into the construction, you should go to have the knowledge area, not completely, but have an idea of the knowledge area so that you can talk around it. You want to go into the healthcare, begin to look at it. You want to go into the sales industry, you begin to have a peripheral knowledge of the area you want to dip into so that your thinking can align. Then another skill is a communication skill, very important. Communication. And what is communication? It's just the of a sender conveying an information to a receiver. And not just conveying an information to a receiver, it delivers it so that the message is transmitted to the receiver how he intended it. So, for instance, now, please, I want to make a comment. Can somebody just help me interpret this comment now? Can somebody interpret what I just communicated now? Did you get what I communicated?
No.
Why? Should I repeat myself? Okay, let me start again. Please, I want you to rephrase what I'm going to say now. What did I say now?
There was no communication.
Because, no communication. Communication
yes.
is not speaking in tongues. So if you are passing a message and the recipient, the receiver doesn't get it, no matter how articulate you think you are, communication is zero. It does not deliver the message that the sender is trying to send to the receiver. So for effective communication, you must first of all, as the sender, know who your receiver is. And you must pass your message adapting to the style of your receiver. Period. You must pass your message adapting to the style of your recipient, the communication style. So communication could be verbal, by what we speak. It could be non-verbal, by our mode, by your expression of your face. Very important. Communication can be written. It can be writing. It can be listening. Business analysts, we must have good communication skills. The next is interaction skill. The business analyst must have interaction skills. You must know how to relate with people. You must know how to cooperate with people. You must know how to mingle with the people. You must know how to be among different people to achieve what you want to achieve. So whether it is executive you are going to be relating with, whether it is sponsors, whether it is colleagues, whether it is teammates, whether it is supplier, whether it is vendor, high, medium, low people, you must have that interaction skill. So when they say you are going to meet top management, you are not afraid because you have developed skills to move with different people. So you have these interaction skills. So you are closely related to interaction skills are your facilitation skills. Can you moderate discussion? So you are in a place and senior management and different people are there. You are the business analyst. Can I moderate discussion? Do I know how to mediate? Can I have this leadership and influencing demeanor? Can I motivate the people? Do I know how to work as a team, or I just want to work alone? So, and when you working as a team is the best for anybody that wants to excel. So, am I a team worker? Can I do it? Do I have this negotiation skill and conflict resolution skill? Because sometimes when you are dealing with different stakeholders, one of our sessions is going to be on stakeholders management and requirement elicitation. We're going to talk much about that in that section. But you must know how to negotiate with different stakeholders, and when there are conflicts, resolve it. And those are your interaction skills. And lastly is the skills we need to also have are the tools and technology. And that's some of the things we're already learning here in Telenavris. Now, word processing, tools for word processing, presentation skills. We need to have spreadsheets, how to deal with spreadsheets, communication, how do we communicate through email, instant messages, how do we do collaborate, how do we do have meetings, collaborative meetings, and collaborate together as teams. All of them together, those are the tools. And if we have these competencies and we have these behaviors and we have these skills, then we are ready, we are set to explore the field of business analysis. Now, in the BACOC, in the business analysis body of knowledge, we have over 50 techniques that is being used in the job of business analysis. Over 50 of them. Already, you don't need to know all of them, but as we go on, we're going to know a couple of them. We have acceptance and evaluation criteria. We have prototyping. We process analysis. And that's one of the courses we're also going to be having. We're going to be doing process mapping. So we're going to know process analysis, process modeling, prototyping. We're going to do all of those. We've talked about risk management and risk analysis. Those are some of the techniques we're going to be doing in our next Thursday class. We'll be doing stakeholders engagement and requirement gathering. Those are techniques that we use. Now, they will ask you a question. You come into an organization and you see a problem, and they will just ask you, look at this problem that is here. They now ask you, what technique are you going to use to solve this problem? You can just look at them and say, I'm going to use the requirements. I'm going to use the workshop technique. I'm going to use the process modeling techniques. I'm going to use these techniques. I'm going to use that technique. So it's a technique you're going to use. This technique, that is what I'm going to use to solve this problem. So we have a lot of them. Stakeholders there, mind mapping, metrics, data analysis, brainstorming. What's brainstorming? Just bringing people together, bringing different people together in the organization into a room and begin to say, let's begin to use our brains, bring ideas that can change things, different techniques that will be used to do your job as a business analyst, and you need to know them. They need to be handy. SWOT analysis, just to identify the strengths, the weakness, the opportunities, and the threats. You also do gap analysis, and that is what some of the things we're going to do in our process mapping. We'll do gap analysis. We'll do the assist and the to be, where we are now and where we are going to be. These are different techniques that we employ in business analysis. We've mentioned the tools already. And just to reiterate them here, for word processing, for our documents, because we'll be dealing with documents, our office is there. So do you know how to use Word? Do you know how to use PowerPoint? Do you know how to use Microsoft Outlook? Then that means you are handling some of these tools already. And that's why we are giving you assignment and assessment. Do this, do that, do that. We are enhancing you. Do you know how to collaborate? We have Jira, we have Confluence, we have GitHub, we have Trello. Those are collaborative tools that we need. What about meetings, video meetings, or the Teams meeting? Bring your teams together. We can use Teams. We are meeting now on Zoom. Zoom is there. Slack is another method, another platform for meetings, either video meetings or audio meetings. What about visualization? To draw, PowerPoint is there, Visio is there, Lucid is there. Then we have the whiteboard. We also have the visualization, where we can begin to use our Tableau. We use our Power BI and other tools. Pen and paper, how to write, bring things, not things that are done. These are the tools that we need as business analysts. Now, I just mentioned just 6 of these tools here. 6 of these tools here. Out of these 6 tools here, how many can we use in the office, in the Zoom, Slack, Visio, projector, whiteboard, Jira, Confluence? How many are we familiar with? Can you just drop your chat on the chat box now? Out of these 6, tell me 4, tell me 3, tell me 6, tell me 1, tell me 2. How many am I familiar with these tools? These tools that the business analysts use. Yes, how many? Can I get your feedback? If we are together, give me your feedback. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can use 4, I can use 2. Great, 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 great. All right, okay, let's crack on. I want to talk about business analysis core concept model, which is the BACCM. BACCM is a business analysis core concept model. This is all we do in business analysis. All our work in business analysis revolves around these 6 things: change, need, solution, stakeholder, value, context. Change, need, solution, stakeholder, value, context. This word, where did we see these words before now? These highlighted words, we have seen them before now when we started. Where did we see these words highlighted? Can somebody just tell us very quickly? If you can unmute and speak, where did we see these words highlighted? Any response, please?
Business analysis.
Good. The definition, the practice. We mention all of these in the definition of business analysis. And this is what we do in business analysis. Everything we do is change, the act of transformation in response to a need. The act of transforming in response to a need. Now, what is a need? A problem or an opportunity that needs to be addressed. Then you provide a solution. Bring a solution. This could be the solution. Now, stakeholders, these are the group of people or individuals with a relationship to the change. People that this change will affect. People that have interest in this change. These are the stakeholders. They could be high management, or low as the user. These are the stakeholders. Value, the what, the importance, the usefulness in relation to the stakeholder, and also the context, the circumstances that influenced this change. What is the circumstance that influenced it? Maybe the circumstance that brought about this change in the organization is as a result of the pandemic. Maybe it's as a result of merger. They want to merge the company. What is it? It could be they want to be a business improvement process. So all of these things together. Now, so picture yourself, and I want you to begin to think now, where have you used this to solve a problem? Just look at something where you identified a problem, you brought a need, you brought a solution, the people were happy, and this is the value. Just think about it in a moment, where all of these processes, the business analysis core concept model, all we do hovers around this. And sometimes they come to you as a business analyst and they say, this is what is going to, this is a situation. The company wants to have 3 branches in other countries. Wait a moment. As a business analyst, you begin to apply your knowledge. Let me use the business analysis core concept model. What is the change? What is the need? What is the problem? What is the solution? Who are the stakeholders involved? Is it going to bring any value? And it is going to be, what is the context that is resulting to this change? You do those your analysis as a business analysis, and if it is not worthy of it, you tell management he does not worth it. But if it worth it, you have done the core concept model, and you can now be able to advise. Now let's just do a quick exercise as we begin to wrap up now. Wrap up our section today of the introduction to business analysis fundamentals. Have you applied this scenario? So just think in your mind the situation that there was a need. So what was the need that you were trying to satisfy? What kind of change were you doing? What was the solution to it? Then who are the stakeholders that were involved? Who were the stakeholders? Were they buyers? Were they sellers? Was it management? Who were the stakeholders? And what was the value? And what was the context? What brought about that change? Is it organizational change? Is it business opportunity? Or was it business improvement? Was it as a result of merger? What brought about the change? Yes. Let me just give 2 minutes for just reasoning. Just reason it on this exercise. If you just think about a scenario where you have applied it, and if you think you can relate to what we have just said now, where you can identify the needs, you can see the change, and this is the solution, and these are the stakeholders. Now just pop up yes for me on the chat box. You say yes, I can relate to it. I can think about a scenario, yes, where there was a change, where I identified the need, and this was the change, these were the stakeholders, and this was the value. If you can I just get your response very quickly? If you can relate to it, let's see your response, please. Let's see your response. Can I get any response? Look at it. Just think about it. Think about it. And if you can relate, give me your response. Yes, can say yes. I can remember this need. This was a change that at least I contributed to, and these were the stakeholders, and I could say this was the value it brought. Has anybody applied this BACCM, this business analysis core concept model, in any area? If yes, can I see any response? Just 15 seconds more, any response, then we crack on. Okay, let me quickly talk about requirements. We'll be talking about requirements in our next session. So let me just quickly introduce us to requirements. What is a requirement? A requirement is a usable representation of a need. So when there is a need, and as a business analyst, they come to you and they say, we have this need. Just know that it now becomes, to you, it's not to the individuals or the stakeholder, is a need. To you, is now a requirement. It is a representation of a need. It becomes a requirement. For example, you say carers, they want to book shifts online instead of manually booking it. So this is the requirement. They don't want to be manually booking it. We have a need. So this is the requirement. Another one is that the sales team wants to see their sales in real time. We don't want to be going to calculate books and the rest of that. We want to be seeing our sales real time. That is a requirement. The logistics, they want to know where all their vehicle is all the time, real time. As the trucks have moved, we want to be able to know where they are. That's a requirement. Customers want to shop online instead of in-store. That is the requirement. That's a requirement. The representation of a need. How do you represent the need? That is a requirement. That is a requirement. Now, let's talk about design. What is a design? A design is the solution, the representation of a solution. That solution you have, that is the design. So we have talked about carers want to book shift online instead of manually booking. What is the design here? The solution here is to create an app. That's the design. You design a solution. Create an app. You have designed a solution. Now the sales team want to see their sales in real time. What is the solution? What is the design? Now, dashboard. We give them dashboard, Power BI dashboard, Excel dashboard. At least we were taught in one of our classes how to put some settings that it begins to update every 1 hour or every second or every 30 minutes. And those things are displayed as inputs are made. Sales are displayed on the dashboards. So that is the design. That is the solution. Logistics wants to track all their movement of trucks. What is the design? Install tracker in all of the trucks that will be displayed at a particular place for monitoring. That is the design. Customers wants to shop online instead of in-store. What is the design? What is the solution? Can somebody give me what is the solution to this last one? What's the solution? Customer wants to shop online instead of in-store. What's going to be the solution?
Build an app.
Thank you very much. Build a website. Build a simple website. That is the design, and that is the solution. In our next class, we are going to commence on requirements. We're going to talk about requirements and stakeholders. And just to tell you that we have 4 basic type of requirements. Business requirements, that is the high-level requirements. Then we have stakeholders requirements. That is what we need to do to meet the business requirements. Then we have the solution requirements. The solution requirements are those things we are going to build to meet all the user requirements. And it's divided to functional requirements, non-functional requirements, which we are going to deal with much more in our next week class. Then we have the transition requirements, which is what we need to move from now to that place. Do we need to do training? Do we need to do data conversion? What do we need to do as we move from this point to this point? That is transition requirements. Now, scale yourself this last time. Are you a business analyst? And have you been involved in the work of a business analyst? Now, scale yourself and let me know your scale yourself on, just weigh yourself on the scale on the weight, the scale of a business analyst. Thank you for your time and for your participation. If there are any questions, we can ask our questions now.